This is what your theory.
Oh, they're leaving it all.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Baby. So we're going to leave all three of the power heroes on the table. IG surely have got to get rewarded.
They might
can't let them get both.
They might pick Abba.
They might pick Abba as a response to Magnus, though. So maybe they ban Abba. No, they ban one of the two supports, and then they get either Monkey King, Magnus, or Earth Spirit.
I think IG banning Abba might be pretty good, right?
Yeah, but then you give them Magnus plus either Monkey King or Earth Spirit. That's pretty bad.
Yep.
No, not if you give them, like NewBee has first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So presumably they will take Magnus.
Presumably.
Has IG played Abba?
No.
Not really.
Not that I've seen. That's why I think they should ban it.
Yeah, they might have to though.
They might. This is tough.
This is probably the toughest opening to a draft we've seen.
Like, Burning's like, oh, intrigued.
Are they going to pick Magnus?
Monkey ban.
Oh,
okay. So is it Magnus, and then they get
the Earth Spirit.
Wait,
Spirit?
You choose.
Who's the Earth Spirit player on NewBee? It's Kaka, right?
Kaka.
But he does not. He struggles on that hero bit, right?
So
he
owned yesterday.
He did own yesterday.
So they'll
but
go Magnus. They won't get the Earth Spirit because IG will pick that up.
If you would compare him to Baboka, I would still put Baboka ahead of him.
A little bit higher, yeah. Okay.
I would like Earth Spirit plus Abba, I would actually say, for them to deal with the Magnus. Because there's not that many good offlaners when you play against Magnus. There's not that many good heroes with Magnus.
Maybe they take the Jug? I don't know. First,
the Jug.
Okay. I was going to say, maybe they just taking the Jug.
And Alchemist.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, they learned from yesterday. Alchemist was doing real well yesterday.
IG hasn't played that really at all, huh?
No, they have not.
So Jug, Elk, first two. Earth Spirit still left out, which you presume that NewBee would quite like to take here.
I don't know if you want that much melee though versus Magnus, even if you do have an Alch on your team, is the thing.
Healing Ward Alchemist.
And the Fuzzy Wuzzy. We leave Earth Spirit in the pool.
So, Ursa, very good versus both.
So Earth Spirit gets banned phase 2 here, surely.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, we have both teams selecting securing their cores. That hasn't happened that often. We see a lot of contention over support players in the first 2 picks recently.
Huh. First
over the supports.
Ursa's going to own wherever he's at. And he has
Ursa with Mag is a little bit different than just Ursa.
I know. So Ursa's going to own all game now.
Yeah, he's going to have a pretty good game versus Jug and Alchemist, just direct kind of counters in a way.
Ember gets crushed by Ursa in lane is the problem.
IG
I don't actually know where they. Oh, Ember ban. Yeah,
Bit odd.
It pairs up nicely with the Magnus later on, but
slippery hero.
SCCC plays it really well, so But then again, if you're gonna ban out heroes that SCCC plays really well, you're gonna be here tomorrow.
You'll run out.
So generally, when we talk about Magnus, we actually haven't seen it that often on the main stage, but you want him as a secondary initiator. So you still want another hero to run in. Centaur, Slardar, any of these are pretty good.
You want something to
set up for him?
Something to be the meat shield that everybody will jump on, and then you RP on top of that.
That's where Ursa kind of fits a little bit too, because Ursa's like a pseudo kind of jumper initiator in a way, even though it's weird as a 1 to be doing that. See the Legion Commander banned out. That hero's been pretty much owning really hard actually.
Especially for XXS.
Yeah, he's got I think a 70% win rate or something. People would not really expect that from the Legion Commander, but he's just super strong in laning phase.
All right, so talk to me about why they're banning out cores, not necessarily supports. What is the reasoning behind that?
Morphling, very commonly picked versus Alchemist. I don't think it's that amazing, but it's still decent. Ember just seems like they don't have any way to deal with Ember this game. Although I think aren't they more likely to put the Ursa versus the Elk in the mid?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So
the Ember is definitely more strange than the Morphling ban.
Yeah, because even if they, I don't really. So NewBee takes out the Abaddon. And
that means that IG could still select their Spirit for their Baboka.
Yeah.
Why not?
Cool. Why not? They've got like pretty good.
Rubik to steal all the RPs.
We saw that tried. They got destroyed.
And GH did steal several RPs in one of those games, and they still weren't able to handle
destroyed.
It.
There is no mag counter. The one we saw was Abba, I suppose. Was one of the best ones. But
could be okay, because Rubik's all right with Jog, and if you can at least get instant disables, something they could consider, but the hero overall has just not been, I feel like he hasn't been shining so much.
No.
It's just not as strong as all these other damage-dealing supports.
How else do you deal with Magnus? I still like Veno. I remember Secret used to run Alk Veno a lot. Just kind of sacrifice your Veno, and then you just dump boards everywhere, make Magnus's life very, very difficult. It's kind of similar to Abba. You just run in with Radiance and disable the Magnus blink and just make life very, very hard for him in the fight.
Maybe you grab themselves like some kind of counter initiate, like a Warlock or something along those lines.
Warlock is pretty good. I like that, especially, I don't know, Range Hero is kind of important.
So they go for Magnus. The Rubik instead. So instant disable, great spells to steal.
Can kill him if he tries to skewer in lane.
Yeah.
If you are quick on the draw. And an Axe Hero.
And an Axe Hero.
And a Moonshard
I think that's really,
Hero.
I think that's actually a really good point. Definitely picking up Axe Heroes.
What are reasons for NewBee not to pick up Earth Spirit? I was going to say, but they do.
I was surprised he got through second phase.
Yeah,
man.
me too.
Surprised IG didn't grab it there instead of the Rubik, to be honest.
But Boko has other plans.
Yeah. I mean, we've been seeing him play a lot of different heroes. He played like the Nyx.
He played
some Sand King.
I love SCC during the draw. He's so animated.
He's
so vocal. I've actually never seen somebody so vocal.
I mean, for someone who's not the drafter, that is.
He's all over the place too. He's like, you can tell he's like talking to one guy, then he switches and starts talking to another guy.
I usually dislike the whole comparison of new player, of old player, like the new David Beckham or whatever. But he basically is the new Zhao. Just hasn't retired yet.
for the how many?
Bat Rider pickup. Another Axe Carrier, form of initiation.
They don't actually have a good way to deal with Bat Rider.
Yeah.
Earth Spirit's like not that great. Ursa struggles a lot. Magnus also struggles a bit versus Bat.
Triple melee.
Yeah. Pretty decent. Although they like burst. How do they kill people in Lasso? Jug ult?
Just Omni right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems risky.
Space Maker though, for Alchemist, right? You put pressure on the map.
Yeah. Does that mean that we're gonna see, or we're gonna have to see something from IG in terms of supports that can help burst down anything in the lasso? Like, does that limit their options?
I like having combos with Lasso. Like, Bat Rider can't solo kill people until he gets Scepter.
What could be Baboka's hero?
Is Nyx Assassin a hero that can help kill people in Lasso? Is that enough?
It's all right.
It's a bit greedy.
Yeah.
It's an Axe Hero, though.
It is an Axe Hero.
I just don't think like Nyx is very good at stopping people from invading your jungle. I think that's what Ursa and Earth Spirit are going to do very, very early on. Just run into Alex jungle, kill him multiple times.
Luna!
That's going to be the UU9 hero.
Yeah, the Ursa mid.
Has played it in this tournament already.
Yeah, but...
Gives Rubik another great spell to steal.
Sick.
Yeah.
Even more Axe heroes, right? Kind of. Alchemist gives Axe to Rubik to steal Luna's ulti with Axe. Wow. Amazing.
That's the burst they need for Lasso.
There you go. You only need to wait a little bit until that's able to...
Only like 40 minutes in.
Yep. No worries. Got him. I like the extra push potential coming out of NewBee with that Luna pick, though, because that's something that IG still lacks. Like, even if they do end up winning a fight with Bat Rider Lasso initiation, what are they going to do afterwards?
Yeah.
Could you silence her with that? Could you silence a Rubik versus Magnus? Would that work? Like, you RP and then you just that. I don't know if that would work.
The supports sound a little bit weak, right? Rubik silencer together sounds pretty. Yeah. I think NewBee would probably ban out the Venge. Oh no, sorry, I meant IG. I thought was actually gonna ban out the Venge, but they take out the Shadow Demon.
Don't want to get SD Luna. SD's also good versus Alk.
Yep. Good versus Jug as well.
We've seen a good Venge yesterday from Faith. He was in the right position all the time.
I think it's pretty appropriate. It's very good versus the Bat Rider. It's good to switch the focus targets. Undying ban.
Where's that come from?
The dual lane. You know, the Bat Rider Undying, they do like to run these kind of dual lanes for IG. They like to secure XSS a couple levels.
Haven't seen that.
But haven't seen it in a long time, no. Maybe in DPL.
So does that mean that they just want to make sure that our Spirit is free to roam and whoever is going to be paired up with Luna doesn't need any extra assistance?
That could be the Telltales.
Yeah. I think you always want to pressure U9's Luna, though. He's actually not that great at comeback farming if one pressured with the Luna, because we saw them pick Luna all the time back last patch. So, yeah, Venge. Way better versus Bat.
Yep.
Not as great versus Alk and Jug. Although still pretty good.
So now, do you think it could be Baboka Bat? I don't think so, right? I was contemplating it for a second, but
I still think Silencer's not that bad here. It would just make their lanes really weak. But the teamfight would be a lot stronger because you can actually protect the Bat Rider.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just. And there's another Ags hero, albeit he's pretty bad Ags. What is good Ags support left?
Tanking.
Sinking.
Thanking Nyx, we already indeed mentioned for the Boca.
Gives them some more stun. They don't really have any hard lockdown on IG.
Yeah.
I'd like them to grab something like that. I think Kickstand's okay. Gives them more team fight, which they kind of lack right now.
Nyx Assassin would also give them some more vision, some more scout though.
They
that
seem
might be
decided.
Nice. Oh, it's a
so
Weaver.
is it going to be support Weaver or support Bat then?
Weaver Ags is a pretty good counter to RP actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
I like that. Although I don't know where they're going to lane it.
I'm still a little bit. I'm liking NewBee's draft.
But Alchemist.
But Alchemist is the problem.
Magnus.
But Magnus.
Come on, Magnus.
I'm torn.
I'm always siding with Magnus
I will
team.
go for, I was going to say NewBee.
Okay.
NewBee as, yeah, NewBee.
You're going to go with NewBee?
Yes.
Okay.
Against Alchemist. I'm sure it will be fine. NewBee.
Shiva the Believer.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm on the same train.
I'm also going to go with the Mag. I think Mag is a decent solution to Alchemist too. You're able to always like split push the waves. You're able to deal a little bit better with the illusions. I think it's really dependent on how well the Ursa does, but I'll go with NewBee.
Okay.
I'm on Magnus team.
Team Magnus all the
Team
way.
Magnus,
Team
yeah.
Magnus.
NewBee
Let's go.
all the way.
Yeah, NewBee.
So NewBee all the way for all three of you. I don't understand this.
Magnus.
Like, can I just recap here?
I don't really want Alchemist to win too, but
A good 30 minutes ago, we all sat here and we said IG favourites, got the stronger team, better in draft, played signature heroes, should win series, and you're all going against that.
I don't think the
Just
Alchemist
based off the draft,
was
and
that
they've got an
impressive
elk.
yesterday. It was like decent, but
okay.
it wasn't like, oh my god, there's nothing they can do. They have to first ban it. Because if they thought they had a first ban it, they would have just first banned it. But I think from watching the game yesterday, Alk was not a huge issue. It was just IGV's not so good play that allowed the Alk to win. I would say more so than the Alk itself.
We saw a very good Earth Spirit yesterday from Kaka as well. Got renewed faith in him. Talking about faith, Vengeful Spirit yesterday was very good. So I feel like they've got a solid lineup. They got what they wanted to deal with the Alchemist, and they got Magnus.
Yeah.
We're going to find out, though, aren't we? Effectively, which
going
one's
in
more
Ursa,
valuable
dude.
now?
Yes.
U9 Ursa. He has Magnus though. Come on.
it's triple C Ursa.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah.
So.
Definitely NewBee.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so I'm hearing that, unfortunately, we've got a small technical problem to fix for the casters to get to... well, actually, maybe we've got them. Maybe we've got them. If not, we'll get Fogged and Melini on this one, I think.
I see them sitting in the dark.
Can we talk more about how good Magnus
can go over
is?
now.
How good
So,
Magnus is? Pretty good hero.
We're all good. We're all good. Let's go down to the commentary team right now for game one.
And just before you don't miss any action, we've got Faith getting taken down by XXS. He's a bit annoyed, gods, that NewBee, they took his Magnus away from him. He'll be playing the bat this game. We're straight in. Welcome to you all, of course, here in the low bracket finals. The two hottest teams in China at the moment, IG versus NewBee, fighting it out, obviously to get to the championship, but most importantly, really, to get the chance to prove themselves in a best-of-5 against OG. We've had the drafts, Gods, it's something a little bit different from both sides. Venge coming out in a bit of a different capacity, back on the support. We're used to seeing it really as a core nowadays, and back over the other side, Baboka showing us that Weaver support that really started to fade out.
Yeah, and not even when it was being picked, it was almost always with the Drought Rangers, so something a bit different from IG. They get the early first blood. That's going to help out their lanes a lot. And I think also importantly to note is the first pick out. Something IG haven't been doing. They picked it over heroes like Earth Spirit that were available. They must really look at this hero after like some of the OG games and say, this is going to be absolutely absurd. We need to play more out.
Top lane XXS,
Oh,
he was hoping to go for this trick, but NewBee were well aware of it. You've got
waiting
Kaka
for
and
the roll.
Faith.
He doesn't want to miss it.
On to walk for a fair bit of the Firefly here, but with the roll forward, they've got vision on him. And now down, back on the ground. XX says he can try and buy as much time as he can, duking for the tree line. In fact, Faith's been caught on the wrong side. He can't get in close enough for the lockdown, and XXS...
Roll number 2. Will this one land?
He's got to hit it, and he's not going to, but he may have body blocked him up here. XXS trying for the duke around for the tree line, but NewBee will finally pick up the kill and take down the bat.
Faith is like, you guys go for the kill. There's CS under the tower. I'm going to take this. Venge is 3 CS as a support.
Cool,
That's like
Venge.
actually... I mean,
Yeah, we thought it would be a support Venge.
Faith has other ideas, you know. He's done. He's like, I'm a TI winner. I'm going to take over the core role. This match is easy. Yeah, I mean, that's the efficiency play. You don't miss the CS of the tower. At least someone gets it while your carry gets a first blood, which is better than the 3 or 4 CS. So they didn't actually miss out on much. And Cute little play from Bat, but NewBee recognizing what was up and had both supports up there ready to contest it.
And of course, as we can see in the mid lane, it'll be very interesting to watch NewBee drafting this Ursa to go, hey, he can 1v1 against an Alchemist, but then IG said, well, we'll throw a support Weaver into the lane and have Baboka sitting there being an incredible nuisance to this Ursa.
Often you see like a support come, harass, help out mid lane, but this is like a true dual lane in some ways. Baboka's just like...
yeah, take the lane whilst the out goes to the jungle. Yeah.
Okay. Where's Alk headed? Grab some bounty runes, actually, that's where he's headed.
Maximum efficiency.
Yep. Weaver will take a couple CS while he's gone, and you're happy. Even if he doesn't get the CS, it's still XP being shared around, and yeah, as you said, efficiency is the name of the game. Very different look from IG. Normally this is a team that's being like the tempo setters, playing more aggressive, but perhaps the series against OG has given them like some different views on how Dota can be played. They're showing some versatility. Perhaps this is how they think they have to play against NewBee, because NewBee, I'd say kind of similar to OG, can be a more defensive, farm-oriented team, although this draft, not the case so much. And even the game they won against EG in that game 3 decided, they kind of changed the tempo and took the early game in a much heavier way. Oh, Ursa's like, sweet, I'll take that plus 30 gold from the Beatles. Extra CS.
CS at the moment, as we can see.
Jungle out.
Yeah, OP keeping himself ahead with these counts, of course. Yeah, Talon and the Quelling Blade.
Yep.
All the Quell damage that he can have.
Yeah, I thought it would just like grab a bounty rune and come back mid, but it seems like they're actually going to have the Weave in the mid lane. It's a pretty like unlaneable matchup against the Ursa. It's a very hard counter in the laning stage, and I think that's where IG picked this Weaver. Like, it's kind of a 4, but also a 4 that's going to get something in the lane.
Blooming heck, SCCC nearly found the kill
Is he gonna find the kill? Tower hits, okay, not quite enough. SCC will survive.
Yeah, also had an Earth Spirit rolling in, trying to clean up, but wasn't able to find it. Top lane, once again, XXS. Trying to play around, tease with the Luna, slow down U9's farm, but it's only going to end up giving them another kill to the safe lane of NewBee.
Yeah, playing the safe lane very well. XXS talks about as one of those like standout players on the IG side throughout this tournament, but he's off to a rough start.
Kaka's been spotted out here by Baboka, and Baboka will certainly make him roll the heck away.
Yep.
Didn't have the bugs.
You may have seen him plant that ward. He kind of turned his head, had to change the direction he was facing to put it down before running away, so might be apparent, although it doesn't look like any sentries coming out, just the one observer ward for the mid lane.
And at the moment, this kind of greed from IG, it doesn't really look to be punished in the sense of how we're seeing the Weaver in the Alk lane and jungle. We've obviously got the rotations of this Earth Spirit, but he's headed towards the top. Yep. And that's going to give all the space that OP needs to get that solid start in the jungle, and Weaver to have an okay time in lane. Top lane, we'll see if Kaka can get away with this. Obviously, already we have seen XXS die a couple of times up here. Playing a little safer, maybe not safe enough. Actually, Kaka going to roll up into the hands of Baboka.
Doesn't have his role, but I'm not sure Baboka is going to be aware of that one. Maybe aware that ward's there now, since it's a very aggressive spot to be in, and normally you're only moving there to get that deep ward down. So.
And Baboka with what could potentially have been a surprising movement just going up to the top lane, but it was spotted out by that dire observer ward. So NewBee know exactly where he is. And now with the lane free, I saw it. In fact, SCCC coming very deep across, seeing if they could find OP in the jungle. They'll see him back in the lane now.
Yep.
But he is on the safe side as such, as KP and Kaka won't be able to cross the middle to get to him. Yeah,
they've warded both jungles, so making sure they try and limit his farm as much as possible, and anytime he is getting a bit greedy, they're able to try and rotate in using the Earth Spirit +1. SCC. Problem is for Ursa in the mid lane, it's not a hero that doesn't excel in pushing out the wave, so typically if you're going to go gank the Alk, you have to spam the wave out and then make that aggressive move, so not too easy for a hero like the Ursa. But as it stands, Alchemist is just going to continue to jungle. Has gone for, I was going to say, he's taken like a page from the OG book in terms of the Alk pick, but this is the NB build. He went Phase, Iron Talon with the Quelling Blade, all the early game efficiency items, and these items help you jungle incredibly fast. Phase is really good damage. You get damage from Iron Talon, Phase Boots, and Quelling Blade, and you just right-click very, very hard, and you get from camp to camp a little bit faster with that Phase movement speed as well.
Top lane, aggression once again from NewBee as XXS, the third time being taken down up here. I mean, the two of them plus Kaka, Faith and U9 have been able to maintain pretty strong control of this lane. And XXS has to be careful. I mean, I guess you could say backing up to the jungle, but as we've seen, OP's pretty much got his hands on that. So yes. XXS, one of the downsides of this efficiency causing him to be forced to go to that top lane, and it's costing him his life multiple times.
Yeah, and even though the jungle's been expanded, you've got more camps on these 7.0 patches, it's a lot riskier. There's only like one area in the jungle where it's safe, which is like the secret shop camps are fairly safe. They have been warded up heavily, but it's very easy to rotate into protect them. You're right by a shrine. The other camps, like the further east you go, the more dangerous it gets. So it's not like you can split the camps up, because naturally the junglers are going to kind of levitate towards the safer place to be.
And it really feels for IG. They've got to make something happen at this play. They're smoked up with Q and XXS, but again with the 3 of them there on NewBee, it's very hard for them to get something done. And once again, Bat in trouble. The boulder smash into the right-click damage from U9 brings him down once more. And this top lane is turning out to be an absolute disaster for IG.
SCC's even rotating for a second kill, but Boca can Shikuchi and TP. There we go. Yeah, we'll pop the stick charges for that. But yeah, disaster. And this is the perhaps biggest weakness in their draft, is that if Bat gets contested in lane and needs to fall back to the jungle, he can't fall back to the jungle. So his only option is to keep going to that off lane, and they're trying to solve it by sending supports up there. Burning's more than okay free farming away down bottom, but I think the solution is going to have to be the Jug rotates, because even bringing both supports, the Weaver and the Rubik up there to help the Bat, proves to not be enough. NewBee respond, they have good answers with the Ursa rotation, so I think if you want to try and secure Bat's lane, Jug needs to help out. Perhaps even Bat even takes over the bottom lane, because this Juggernaut is the strongest fighting hero right now for the IG side.
Yeah, mid lane, you know, you talk about the Ursa's rotations, SCCC also just getting a lot of space when he is sitting there at home in the middle. Yep. With the movement of the Weaver and with OP being back in the jungle.
See the fast helm. Nice little item. You can like leave your creep in lane while you go roaming around and ganking, or alternatively you stay in lane while your creep goes, helps out your supports, and you can just be a lot more active with this item. And just some very useful creeps as well that can help you fight early on, help you tank up against like a Juggernaut with like a ice armor or something.
We'll see them trying to come in. Absolutely. IG well aware of the movement. OP backs away from the middle, not to be caught out. Does have Baboka and XXS by his side. We'll see how deep NewBee want to go with this. They can cross the middle lane.
Looks like Baboka's there to scout it out, but I mean, Alka's in a very deep spot.
See if they make the movement. The smoke now wearing off, waiting for someone to reveal themselves in that middle again. But IG just playing very safe. I mean, they've been off the map for a bit now, and indeed U9 revealing himself. They know that IG know what's going on, and they'll just turn this into a tier 1 push. And at this rate, could be fairly successful. The fortification will come out. XXS starting to head forward, and looks like NewBee, they will actually back away. So IG able to hold them off. And all of the time whilst this is happening, of course, bottom Burning continues to find a lot, but at the same time, KP has also been getting a lot done down here. He's been in and out of the lane and into the side jungle, and he's been amounting a fair bit of gold. It was the 800 towards that blink, 9.5 minutes in on top of the Arcanes.
Even though NewBee have crushed that top lane, they're finding the kills, they're taking, well, they haven't taken towers yet. That's perhaps maybe one of the problems with their draft. Things are going well for IG. You see the top 2 net worth heroes. Alchemist hasn't really been truly contested, despite all those aggressive wards. They've read the smoke moves really well, not letting NewBee connect on the Alchemist ganks. Like, you can kill out Batrider, but if you're not killing out Alk, you're not killing out Jug, you're not achieving much. SCC tried to smoke for that. That was the...
He would have loved to go into the rush.
That was going to be, the 2-man Roche with the Venge. Weaver, a very good hero for scouting out Roches, actually, and that's perhaps one of the other big reasons why this hero was picked up early on. So 2 smokes in a row, ineffective from the NewBee side, and it really feels like they need to get something done soon. And I'd say the safest thing to do is just start pushing down some towers. You've got the Helm of the Dominator. Start trying to take out as many tier 1s as possible, because that's going to close up the map. That's going to take away some of those jungle farming spots from IG. Losing those control points makes it a lot harder to farm your jungle around this top secret shop area, as well as those ancients as well.
And there we have it. Oh, look at that. As you mentioned, the Helm, the Lunar Avenge, they do have that pushing power. NewBee. And at this stage, with the farm, the greed that IG's playing with OP staying in the jungle, of course, trying to get that timing on the Radiance. There won't be too much of a reaction to these tier 1 pushes. 2,000 towards the Relic. Phase into Yasha for burning this game. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I don't see any of that kind of that Chinese build that some of the teams like to bring out with the Phase Shadow Blade burning, keeping to something a little more traditional.
Yep. Yeah, just making sure that he's able to fight while the Alchemist wants to play the greed game. Doesn't want to go for some kind of gimmicky-ish build that relies on pickoffs that may not be effective, but so far just the one tower for NewBee. They've rotated a large number of heroes bottom, so now it's the first test for IG. Do you start defending your towers? Do you let them go and just trade for farm elsewhere? Haven't got any items on the Bat Rider, but they are going to smoke up. Alchemist, not really the best hero to fight at this stage of the game, but may look to do so.
Well, they will find
Nicely
here
done.
Kaka, and Kaka won't have any means of escape as he just tries to walk it off as long as he can, but no way he gets away from IG there from the smoke gang.
It's a support pick, but he was trying to get deep wards down and set up to push bottom. So even though you just kill a support, you stunt that push at bottom lane. So a nice pick in itself. Frees up some room for the Alchemist, and you can see IG just looking to take control back of their jungle. They're setting up a lot of defensive sentries, trying to take away those aggressive wards, keeping some vision of their own jungle as well.
We'll see though. A little bit of a interesting ward. Yeah, not quite at the top of the stairs there.
He was trying to like ward as he rolled and probably kick like all in like one fluid motion and just slightly misclicked with the positioning of that ward.
OP, 100 gold away from the relic. We just saw as well, KP now has the Blink Dagger on the Magnus. So we could start to see some big plays from himself coming out. Very good timing.
Yeah, they need to start making moves, start pushing towers, forcing fights with the RP, and if they don't come and fight you and defend towers, well great, take as many towers as you can in quick fashion. Because right now, the farm battle is not being won against an Alchemist. We saw this in the game 1 between OG and IG, and that's where even if other heroes aren't farming all that well, Bat Rider's been shut down, Jug's been farmed down, these heroes can be gifted things like Aghanim Scepters, can see some recovery later on. Weaver with an Axe is going to be fantastic as a saving tool.
Oh, and in fact, we just had there Burning, jumped in with the Omni Slash as he walked into Kaka, but backups there for NewBee as they will punish Burning. Thought that he could get a quick and easy pickoff, but it wasn't to be the case. As doesn't even get the kill there with that use of the Omni.
It's a bit rough. Better him than the Alch, though. It's kind of always going to be the philosophy. Again, you can have 3 enemy cores, more fun than your Jug, more fun than your Bat, but as long as Alchemist is #1 and able to just power farm his way through this game, hit his timings, and then start pulling Ag Scepters, you are in an alright position. The Ag Scepters this game, not as good as that OG game, but still pretty damn decent.
There's actually a TP coming into this bottom lane. The rest of IG smoking around.
Burning
could be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, very kind of blind TP really coming through from him as the team was not instantly behind him. Now they'll turn up. We'll see if they can turn it. Good concoction there onto 2. Kaka drops the Magnetize. Is able to roll away as well here. KP is out of mana, so not too much that he can turn and offer as NewBee are getting brought to pieces here. 2 to fall. XXS will tick out to the Magnetize, but the rest of IG continue to chase. They're looking for KP on the Mag. KP has to blink just in time before the Radiance comes into contact. Skewers down, looks for the TP out, and he will make it.
He looked like a goner. I can't believe he got away from that Radiance damage. Just blinks out in time. Still a really good fight for IG, and that's without their Juggernaut. Burning, bit of a misstep there, TPing in before his team was in position to take the fight and help him out. And the good instant blink catch from KP securing that initial kill, but there was no way to fight. That Alch Radiance timing just proved to be too much to deal with for the NewBee side.
Yeah, we just... this Alchemist. Without RP, as you mentioned, already blown at the start to deal with Burning. Just no way to control him, and he does not care at all about the Magnetize. Any of those DPSs with the regen he's got going with that Chemical Rage.
Just small things like going for these fighting items on Bat. Even though he hasn't completed his drums, he had a Bracer, he had a Magic Wand. Everyone's looking to tank up as much as possible early and just know that the Alchemist is going to be able to continue farming, continue pulling further and further ahead. And Alch joining up with a fight is enough to tip the scales there.
And top lane Kaka, a little too close for his own comfort as XXS scouted him out with the Invis, buying time for the rest of IG to move in. And OP, the farm continues to look good as again gets himself involved in another kill.
Really?
SECC looking at Roche, but a little risky at this stage.
Yeah, this is dangerous to do. Hasn't been able to secure a Roche because of the Weaver scouting him out on a couple different occasions, which has made life a lot more difficult for NewBee. Seems like they've accepted their fate. They've let the Alchemist get his farm. Well, tried to stop it, but they haven't been successful in doing so, and they're just going to play a bit of the farm game themselves, go back for a Midas on the Magnus, and probably look for that Roche sneak sometime soon. Until they really get an Aegis, it feels like taking towers is just not possible anymore. Alchemist is actually ready to fight. He can get involved. He's working on a Manta style. He'll have that in no time at all. So life will get more and more difficult for the NewBee side. And here we go. They are trying to indeed sneak a Roche, and this is what sets them up to take some objectives. But
the pings come out though.
Yep.
IG knows something's up. XXS ready to lead the way with the Firefly. Starts to throw the napalm into the pit. And NewBee, they know that they can't continue to commit to it. They have to back off. KP does have RP available. IG will get the D ward. And NewBee, can they get themselves back in? Still a little bit of a duration left on that smoke on KP.
They shrine up, so that gets them healed up, but now they don't have the shrine to retreat to. SEC just wants to finish Roche, and actually IG maybe caught unawares. They do not have vision of this. And
yeah, it looks like they didn't expect them to go back in that quick, and NewBee will end up getting away with it.
Yeah, that's a risky call from NewBee, but considering how things have started to go for them with the Alchemist and the farm, he's getting involved in kills now at the bottom team fight and the pick off at top. They have to take those kinds of risks now. This game has slipped away from them, and you can't just make defensive calls when you're playing versus Alk. Letting him free farm is one thing, but you've got to go looking to go in the aggressive, find pickoffs, and take some towers off of that, which is what this Aegis will provide them.
Elsewhere, we can see Burning is falling behind a little bit. I mean, we're already seeing KP overtake Burning's farm.
Yeah, it's hard to find the farm. Alk looking to take over the whole map. Those 2 deaths in a row really probably the biggest issue for Burning. He'd be at probably closer to like 7k net worth if not for those, but when you die in quick succession around like that 15-minute stage of the game, it's so crippling to your item progression as a carry.
Let's see what the next move is going to be from Triple-C here. Has the Invis. And making moves towards the top lane. Obviously IG grouped up around the middle. There will be a TP up to top. I mean, if OP comes forward, this could be perfect for NewBee. They have a lot of heroes here, but again, OP just pushing the lanes out with the Manta, now complete, and keeping himself very safe.
They'd love to find a jump on the Alchemist in some way, but very tricky to achieve that. But alternative option, just brute force some of these towers. The initiation from IG isn't really there without the Bat Rider blink.
And look at KP's positioning as well. Ready in the tree line. Baboka will come forward, start to push them back with the bugs. XXS, once he has that Firefly and starts to move forward, he will spot out KP. And it looks like NewBee, knowing that they've forced a full reaction and haven't managed to find that jump in, just have to back up. They really respect the fighting power of OP when he turns up to these fights.
Yep.
Very hard to deal with this Manta Radiance at this stage.
Yeah, I think with good reason. Bit of a freebie there coming out from that Helm the Dominator creep, but we'll see what NewBee look to do. The Manta style is a nice pickup for U9, but I don't really feel like that's the tipping point where it's like, oh, we've got Manta now, we can go push. But realistically, they're just trying to find an opportunity to like go for that T2 tower when Alk's like off farming somewhere else. But the second OP shows up and is committed to defending, he's just that little bit too farmed to try and fight into. Unable to really use their ultimates all too effectively this game. Like the Mag RP on the Jugger bottom lane was nice, but you've got to be able to, you can't just sit with these spells up not using them when you're playing from behind. You just want to use an RP whenever possible, get a kill or two. Same for the Lunar Eclipse. Even if you're killing supports, ideally when you get some cores, even if they're solo kills, you just need to find ways to slow down your opponent's progression towards their objectives. Like you get a couple more items on the Alchemist, you get the Manta, the Blink on the Juggernaut, suddenly you've lost complete control. You're going to start getting kited around on your Ursa. The Magnus is going to struggle to kind of scale into the late game as well, so.
It really is going to be so hard to catch out OP. I mean, this is a man known for his tinker play. He's so good at these heroes that are so good at just evading the enemy, you know, knowing where the enemy is. And
he's actually died 0 times this game. That's very impressive.
It's crazy.
Considering it like 10 minutes in, there were 3 dire wards in like his jungle, 2 in the top, 1 in the bottom. They had warded up everything.
Mid lane, Baboka, yeah, not getting a chance to get out of there at all. Straight up, bringing him down.
Yep. Sentry on the other side that he just couldn't quite get out of range of, and I'm not sure if that's enough to go for a push, but it does look like with mid lane shoved out, they are going to swing all towards top and try and finish off that tier 2 tower.
CCC will be working for that BKB, and so will U9 as well. So yeah, really getting these items together. It's going to mean that they can group up as this 5-man. People are a little less scared of the Radiance, of course, as these extended fights do go on, which IG themselves would love, with the Radiance Alchemist, with the Healing Ward on Burning. Lots of ways to keep these fights going a little longer than NewBee would like. NewBee will find the tier 2 top.
Yep. Not the biggest deal in the world for IG. They defended for enough time that they got a lot of farm elsewhere on the map. They delayed a lot of the timing of this Aegis, but NewBee are like, let's force high ground. The Alpha Wolf is really nice addition to this too.
This is their strength now at the moment, NewBee. They really want to try and get as much stun as they can before OP gets the chance to get even bigger than he already is. He's now there with the defense.
Well, out comes back, he drops acid and push probably over. But that's kind of what NewBee are trying to achieve. As much as it looked like, oh, we're going high ground with Aegis, they really wanted to make IG just 5-man defend that one. Aegis is actually expiring, so they're not going to fully commit to anything. And they get the response there. They just don't want to, because they're grouped as 5, they don't want to get picked off. They want to just keep forcing the pressure, and when they're grouped as 5, IG have to then come and respond, defend as 5 themselves. We'll see it again, no Aegis. They're happy just to say, look, you guys better keep coming and defending this.
And U9 on the front lines, getting telekinesed immediately with the stolen Lucid Beam. Brought down to half health. Will back away. Again, having these illusions of radius makes it so hard for KP to achieve anything more in these fights than just being an empower machine. He cannot get in the face of IG for that RP that his team would desperately love him to do so.
Big differences in how this game is played out for the carries. The killer participation from U9. Not to say Burning's played this poorly, this is just the nature of an ALK game. Like, you're not looking to team fight. U9 has been 5-manning with his team, so you really see the difference in styles as far as the drafts go and how they've dictated play. With the Luna kind of 5-manning around being a crucial component in all these kills.
IG coming out here, which is a bit of a change, as they themselves, for the most part, the first 23 minutes have been reacting straight up to just NewBee's own pushes. We'll see if they can catch them off guard. OP now for completed Octarine. 23 minutes in, this Alchemist looking absolutely ridiculous. And SCCC.
They realize something's up, because Earth Spirit's like top lane, he just pushed a creep wave, no one's coming to defend top. He's like, he must be thinking like, why is there no one top? This is like such a safe place to be farming the map. You're really close to your tier 3 towers. The only real answer is that IG have made a move like that. No one's farming any lane. There's 5 heroes missing on the map for the last like 30, 40 seconds. And he'll roll away and Kaka gets himself out. Still no Blink Dagger for XXS. Very slow game for him, but has been the nature of getting completely shut down in lane and not having any jungle to work with. So that's where I feel like a bit caught out by that smoke, because 1, it was very obvious, and 2, they didn't have the blink initiation. You should just wait and try and get your bat right at his blink before you try and make those kind of moves.
I mean, I know we keep talking about this Alchemist, but looking at the fact that Baboka has the Solar Crest as well, I mean, just popping that down onto OP on the front lines, this Ursa's going to be able to do absolutely nothing, it feels like, against this Alka at this stage of the game. SCCC just doesn't have the means to bring down something that big.
It is an Ursa with Empower, and I think it's very different as an Ursa when you play with this, because it is a hero that can kind of fall off in his damage output. You feel like you get kited a bit, but when you've got the cleave as well as that bonus damage, it really feels like Ursa actually truly scales and can become a late game beast. You've got good control from the Magnus RP, Earth Spirit as well, so it does mean Ursa will scale a lot better than your typical Ursa game and have a much better shot at competing with the Alchemist, but Radiance mischance, Solar Crest mischance with the bonus armor, he's going to need MKB or bare minimum like a BKB. So we'll see what his response is going to be in terms of that evasion.
And it really feels as well, talking about the Magnus, are we actually going to see KP get a chance to RP anyone with the way that IG's playing? Consistently just standing behind those Radiance Alchemist illusions. How does KP get in there? He's going for the Shadow Blade, which will certainly help them when IG's out on the map, but on these high ground defenses, it's you could sneak closer to not being able to still not blink in because of the Radiance.
Yeah, they may look towards the Venge as an initiator. You've got that swap into your team. as a team fight starter. The problem is the Avenge is also like the save. Like we saw at the top lane when Luna gets gone on, you have to swap save. But if Luna's got an Aegis, and if Luna gets like a couple more big farm tanky items, Luna might not need saving. And if you start the fight, Luna may be still full HP, you get that kill. You swap in a Bat Rider, you swap in a Jug, you instantly stun them, or silence them. Like the Venge plus Earth Spirit has some really good kind of synergy if you can time that swap into silence instantly.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things, of course, always with these Naga games is if, by chance, NewBee are able to bring down the Alchemist, suddenly, just the net worth disparity that's on the map, it becomes absolutely huge in NewBee's favor.
Yep.
A lot of it is resting on OP's shoulders, and granted, they're very, very strong, beefy, muscly shoulders, as he is massive. But if they can break him, then certainly everything turns to be a little different for those a minute or so when he is down.
Yeah, and so until we start seeing like Ag Scepters being pulled, the rest of the team are going to be very poor. But when Alk does get those Ag Scepters out, can we really change the scene a bit?
Who is he going to give the Ags first to? I mean, do you look at Burning and say, look, mate, I've been taking the farm from you, we need to stat you up? Or do you just give it to someone like the Weaver or the Bat, because you could argue that the actual Ags upgrade itself is much more effective?
Yeah, so the Weaver has the best Ags upgrade for this game in terms of what it brings to the table, but there is, like you say, a good argument for Jug just based on the stats that he needs. He's struggling to fight. There's a slight upgrade in his Omni Slash with the Aghanim Scepter, so you may just say let's give it to Jug first, because he'll farm 2-3 Ags in no time at all, assuming they can hold their high ground, and that's about to be tested with Aegis in hand. NewBee want to force a defense.
U9 getting in with the Manta Illusions. IG just, every time responding with a full 5-man. I mean, pretty much as the game has been going, we do see, even though they have this massive Alchemist on the side of IG, NewBee are still maintaining really good control of the map. It is the rest of IG that are kind of cowering behind this Alchemist, consistently having to stay very close to their own base whilst NewBee makes these movements around.
Yep.
Which is indeed, as we're seeing, on that net worth, just how that's reflected. NewBee's 3 cores getting something. As on IG, it really is OP that's only being able to keep himself miles ahead as the rest struggle to keep up.
It really is truly like a replicate of that OG game 1. One hero farm, the other 4 very, very poor. And that can change over time. You still need more room to get there in the IG camp. And it does feel like Alk is just unable to like push out the map and get as much farm as we saw in Anna's Alchemist. But the story right now is that NewBee do feel pressed for time. They want to try and get a high ground siege going. They want to take a tier 3 tower in Iraq.
Oh, and there's the jump in already, but the swap's there from Faith to counter it. Faith will be focused first, ripped to pieces. Oh, KP! He gets a beautiful jump in, and in fact with the damage from SCCC, they've taken the Bat and the Jug. The Rubik to fall as well. KP managing to sneak in with that RP has just made that fight at the start. It's not an immediate disaster. OP is tracing down, ready to try and rectify it for IG. They brought down the Ursa. Can they find U9 as well? That's the question. He's moving closer and closer. They might kill him twice. They are going to get the range by the looks of it for the concoction. U9 looks to man to dodge. It doesn't quite get the timing. So IG will bring him down once. OP, Baboka and Q ready to surrounding him for the second kill as they'll find U9. And again, despite NewBee's best efforts, getting beat down incredibly hard there. IG on the defense. And again, as expected, NewBee, they can kill those around OP, but they can't kill this Alchemist.
They may have been able to have not for a stolen swap from the Rubik. That was such a clutch play, pulling OP back to safety so he could start regenning up a bit. And IG managed to hold on for now. It did take them a Rubik buyback, not the biggest deal. Just one of their supports. And they're going to push back with Cores dead. They're going to take at least a tier 2 tower here and perhaps even swing to some of those other side lanes, try to take some more towers. Pushing high ground, not impossible, but also it just doesn't feel like the time to do so. You don't have enough farm on your other heroes.
And with that fight, OP's got his first Axe complete that he's going to give out. But again, as you said, eyes on the play from the Rubik.
He gets a really nice swap to save the Alchemist, who seems to be in a tough spot in that RP. Gets swapped back. That's the BKB Ursa chasing down the Alchemist. He did have Solar Crest on him, I believe. With the Solar Crest, it probably would have been enough to survive without the swap, but make sure, and then Alk is able to come back in.
And a real clean-up job indeed, bringing down the Ursa and the Luna twice. Aegis not enough to save the Moon Lady. Bottom lane, IG start to push onto the tier 2. They will back up. Now scan on the shrine, make sure that nothing's coming in for a flank.
Blink Weaver.
Oh, interesting.
Not
And
every
he
day
did
you
get
see
the axe
this.
given to him.
Yeah.
So he's like, I've got an axe. I mean, Blink is so good with the axe because you are always able to get in position to save your teammate. So
it's a long cast range already, but with the Blink,
sure.
it's like you're doubling the cast range.
So going all in on being able to save his team, no matter where he is.
No, good point. I mean, these fights could get pretty split up. Heroes like Ursa and Earth Spirit like to pull heroes apart. Magnus does just that with the RP and the Skewer as well, so making sure you can always get that Aghanim Scepter time-lapse off on a teammate is going to make it. Well, if you couldn't kill the Alk before, you don't need to be stealing swaps when you've got
lives
Axe.
on this Alchemist, essentially, if Baboka's able to get the plays out, and he has the kit to do so.
You've kind of got to jump the Weaver at the start of the fight now. That's how this changes things in my mind. He just becomes a higher priority to actually kill. One, he's solo cresting the Alk. Two, more importantly, he's saving him with the time-lapse. And time-lapse has a very short cooldown as well, so it may not just be one save if you...
Yeah, ridiculous. How short is it?
Time-lapse is like 20?
It goes right down, doesn't it? It levels up and roll. Pickoffs are being made.
16, okay, there we go.
And in fact, IG not only finding one, they will find a second again. Faith caught out of position. As NewBee were once more trying to make this movement around this top half of the map. They do have that tier 3 taken on the top lane. I would love to get that pushing onto the racks, but IG just not letting it happen. And Alchemy, I mean, I'm really searching for answers for NewBee, how they can stop this OP out. You talked about it at the start, saying that they needed to put some pressure on to make movements into the jungle, and it just didn't happen. OP, 400 CS, 32 minutes in, hasn't gone down at all, and with just an insane lead in that net worth.
Yeah, they're going to be turning to their big team fight. The empowered Ursa hitting in an RP, blowing up heroes. It's just going to be a matter of, can you catch the Weaver? Can Weaver be fast enough to save heroes in the RP? I mean, you RP 2 or 3 heroes, even if Weaver's not in them, sometimes it's hard to click that right one. Everyone kind of gets grouped up, and it's not the easiest play to always get that time-lapse off on the key hero in the Magnus RP.
Interesting as well, after that Axe purchase for Baboka, OP's actually, he's queued up to just pick himself up the Abyssal, and he's going in for that one. So have that bit of extra lockdown against an Ursa that is getting scarier and scarier with the BKB done. I believe had the Basher and had picked up a Demon Edge, ready to go for that MKB, as you're saying. Yeah, he is a threat. He certainly is.
One of the changes with the item, like, I mean,
in.
it's been there for a while now, is that it also gives survivability to a small extent with the Vanguard component, so gives it a little bit of extra oomph, which is something which usually makes sure you stay alive at all costs, so definitely doesn't hurt, but yeah, the good lockdown this provides when he's frontlining. Poor Jug, he's being out-farmed by the Weaver now, burning. How the mighty have fallen. No longer getting to play that full protect burning style, but hey, you take the wins how you get them, and Alchemist is definitely one way you can get wins at this tournament.
A lot of teams have been indeed utilizing the power of the Alk, and I mean, just the way it's played as well. We saw OP, this is an Alk that he didn't really lane, does he? He just goes straight into the jungle, and just knowing the timings, knowing where to go, where to be, and where to avoid the enemy team. I feel like we were an insane start.
Yeah, we saw a lot of wards down there to scout him out, but we haven't seen wards to block camps. It feels like that's like a outdated concept.
Mid lane, poor old Kaka came out, was trying to find just a little bit of farm as he's desperately clawing towards the Aghanims.
No Roche yet, though.
A little bit of a longer respawn time.
But yeah, the more we see these Alks just get the majority of their farm in the jungle, the more I think we need to go back to that style where enemy team pick jungles, let's raid their jungle, put down wards to block camps from actually spawning. Because that way you don't have to... The problem is you put wards down, you see them jungling, but it's very hard to actually go and invade when there's a shrine there, as well as possible TP rotations, or they just run away. You go in their jungle, they run away to the other jungle, or they just run away and you're wasting time. So it does feel like just scouting the enemy jungle doesn't cut it. You've got to actually block camps from spawning.
It's just a very, very interesting game, really. I mean, it's basically NewBee just preparing for this raid boss of an Alchemist. You know, playing PvE, hitting the creeps, making sure that they have these key items, and they are getting them. With the SCCC certainly nearly finishing the build that that solves a lot of the problems that OP is bringing to these fights with the true strike now, with the control.
Makes a big difference. All the evasion really adds up at this stage of the game, but you see Alk already transitioning out. He's not going to rely as much on the evasion when he's going to Abyssal. He's going to be like, well, rather than try and defend myself with evasion, I'm just going to try and kill you before you kill me with this Abyssal. And also just try and get his team stronger and stronger now with another Ag Scepter, I believe, ready to go soon. This one likely to go Burning's way, I'd say. Just the Bat Axe is nice, but not like essential, I feel.
I mean, I guess if you... I mean, if XXS finds a counter initiation to an Ursa and a Magnus jumping in on the front,
that's true, very
it could stop everything that happens during that RP.
Well, if you let like 2 or 3 people get caught in RP, then you just Bat, except for Bat blinks in. Yeah. Ursa and Magnus are always next to each other. Luna's often nearby as well, so maybe there is a lot of good potential to get 2-man lassos.
Let's see where it goes. He's coming over XXS. Yeah. He wants it, and he's going to get it.
Yeah.
So
2-man lassos.
It must be exactly. You've got that. Yeah, as you were saying, perfect counter to that RP duration, which NewBee's lineup is really relying on around to bring down OP.
Well, not valuing the stats on the carry, and Burning probably just saying, like, look, there's more playmaking potential. Like, XXS.
He used to play support for a bit, didn't he, Burning?
Yeah.
Well, the swap here onto XXS, the man with the axe. NewBee trying to go in, but OP's already there with the response. BKB's popped by U9, moving forward with the ultimate, trying to force them back, but OP's Manta-style illusions just tank it up.
Oh dear.
And BKB's pop for that one. And NewBee don't find a kill.
BKB Eclipse.
Oh,
good
look
luck
what's been stolen. Q, he's got Eclipse himself.
Pull him an axe, quick.
He is ready to fight. IG want to go. Magic Missile onto XXS on the front lines. Will be time-lapse there. The jumping from SCC. Tries to go for Baboka. Isn't going to make it. He himself has also popped the enrage and the BKB. He's getting himself back up. But the dual lasso comes out. Gets 2. KP slides in with a beautiful RP. He's caught 3. Do they have the damage? They've taken down 2 NewBee. They're turning towards OP, but they can't bring him down. The Abyssal Blade comes out to U9. Time-lapse comes through. Burning survives. KP has to run away, but Burning looking to chase him. Brings him down with the crit. OP and Baboka find faith, and Kaka tries his best to roll away. There's been a buyback from SCC. He will find Burning. He turns towards OP. Can they kill this Alchemist? The Solar Crest is on him. He's too speedy. He's out of there.
Buyback
from KP as well.
Not going to get there.
Yeah, they can't get him.
They got to get Roast, though. They just chewed through buybacks. If you secure Roast, those buybacks are worth it. But getting in there is the #1 priority now.
Man, the damage that was done there by that Alchemist, 7.5k.
So far deciding not to, perhaps thinking the Alchemist defended himself.
OP wants to contest this, he's ready to go. Roshan falling low, can he get some sort of a steal in? U9 pops the BKB, but it's down to the tire. SCCC will pick up the Aegis. OP though, concoction out, onto the high ground, XXS, playing around with the idea, KP. Recover the Shadow Blade, no RP though for 40 seconds still. The lasso's there, they'll bring the Ursa down once. OP ready for round 2. Enrage off cooldown in about 5 seconds. He's been telekinesed up. U9's there as well to back him up. NewBee do have the full lineup. Burning still not there for IG, but OP, he is just running in on his own, forcing NewBee to back away. This Alchemist absolutely massive. Concoction onto Faith, the Venge, almost certainly going to go down. The rest of NewBee will be able to get themselves back to temporary safety on the high ground.
It's just constant uptime for OP, and I think that's the crazy thing we're seeing with this hero more and more, is that you almost always have Chemical Rage. With the Octarine core in the late game, you always have that extra attack speed, and more important, all that extra HP regen. You go on the Alch, if you don't kill him, he's going to heal up.
KP skewers back, he has the RP available. They'll catch him in, but the time-lapse, Baboka saves OP.
No.
He's back to hitting the racks. KP did hold on to the RP though, he still has it.
But no Eclipse.
Stolen again by Q. Again taking the Eclipse out of the hands of U9. And IG with OP on the front lines, bringing that tier 3 down. What can NewBee do? They'll have the Venge back in 10. And IG will respect that. They'll look back to take the shrines, play it safe, but again, this team fight around the Roshan pit. NewBee, they just threw everything at it and it still wasn't enough. Yeah, so close.
The constant time lapse on a 16-second cooldown, we saw it help save the bat at the start, helps keep Jug alive a little bit longer later on as well, and there's the stolen Eclipse doing a lot of damage to the NewBee side. Great play from the Rubik.
I mean, KP as well, he does get that 3-man RP, allowing them to clean up 2 kills.
there's no damage onto the Alk. It's just crazy how tanky he is. Ursa was kind of busy elsewhere, it feels like. And you can't focus everything on the Alk unless Weaver's dead. That's the big problem.
And we saw, U9, he has a fair bit of damage with that butterfly, but no true strike. So Solar Crest, Radiance, he can't do anything to OP. It is that Ursa. They need SCCC to bring him down. But with the Chemical Rage, the Manta Star, the movement speed, he is out and safe each and every time. Burning, he's finally earned it. He's got his Aghanim.
Yep. Just the poor Rubik left. Give the man an axe for that Eclipse steals.
There we have. That's big as well for NewBee.
Yep.
Getting that MKB on U9. With both cores having it, they do potentially have the damage. And it's interesting, we saw the overall net worth there as well. And it really just goes to show, 7,500 lead for IG. It isn't that massive. And a lot of that is the Alchemist, as we keep saying. This Luna has been able to keep up fantastic. He's only 3,000 behind this out. That's pretty insane.
If they can find a solution for this Weaver, this game becomes very winnable for NewBee still. And the solution's going to come from the Earth Spirit. You want to have Magnus, Luna,
plays.
Ursa on the front lines, but somehow Earth Spirit needs to get to the back lines, needs to find the Weaver. You don't have to kill him, just control him. Stun, silence, Yule Scepter. Just throw all of those items and spells at this Weaver and stop him from getting that time lapse off on the rest of his team.
IG moving around to second shrine. And they will actually lose their own, both teams. Have wiped the shrines. And he's got it queued up, Gods. U9 realizes what they need.
We've seen this team willing to go for some rapiers this time. They did on a Lina of all heroes yesterday, and today a more conventional hero to do it on, but still going to be a tough game to hold on to it with. Ags number 4 coming from OP. The man just keeps on giving. Does probably want to hold buyback at this stage.
Sure. Yeah, at this stage.
I saw him earlier like just throwing Ags away like, I don't need buyback. I'll farm that in maybe 30, 40 seconds. But you don't want to be without buyback even for like 30 seconds at these crucial late game periods.
Kaka just trying to find his place on the map with that Aghanims.
Yeah, again, control for the Weaver.
Take someone out of the fight.
Even using on an Alchemist and then just ignoring him for like that duration.
Stoning him, kicking him miles away.
Yep, and then kill the Jug, kill the Bat, whoever else you need to. Alk is still the majority of damage in these fights.
OP in, immediately swap back in. Oh, they tried for the skewer, but KP a little off the mark there.
Yeah.
Didn't get the skewer back on OP. So OP back to just focusing the racks. KP looks to move forward. SC jumps in. An immediate pistol blaze there with the Omnius one from Burning. They've lost Ursa. SCCC is down. U9 manning up. Forces OP back. He's got a lot of damage on his hands. The BKB's out. OP looking to jump forward. KP holds back the RP. Has the bugs on him. Can't get the blink off. OP still being forced back. We are seeing U9 is scary enough to make IG fully question how hard they go in. OP starts to move back forward, but NewBee there a man down. KP needs that massive RP to change everything.
And you can catch the Jug with the Alk, but Baboka's just chilling there, right behind, ready with a time lapse. So there's no real easy way to engage right now.
They're actually moving immediately over to this bottom lane. They know that this Ursa doesn't have buyback. U9 heading forward. OP throws the concoction back. Order smash from Kaka, gonna miss. KP leaning forward with the Shadow Blade. Again, tried for the blink skewer, but couldn't get the blink off. The acid spray was out, so the skewer was in vain. And OP, can they really do it? Can they stop this out? He's so far ahead. And U9 being brought down to half health. Bounces it off, backs away. Burning jumps forward though, looking to Kaka. Kaka with the rollout.
Freeing up some space to hit the buildings here.
20 seconds and U9.
What's happening top? They lost the melee racks to creeps.
The creeps are doing it for NewBee, that's for sure on this top lane.
What?
Jumping though from the bat, they've grabbed KP. KP will be swapped out. Faith gives his life. U9 plus the BKB, moves forward. Burning starting to be forced back. Faith focused by OP, they've lost the Rubik. OP will get the kill on Faith in return.
MVP.
That top lane, IG just sent no one over. Fully committing and apparently weren't looking at the map, Gods.
just a big creep wave. I wasn't sure if a hero was pushing it out earlier, but when I looked and when the Rax was taken, there was no hero. It was just a creep wave. The tower was low because they tried to take that tower early. So if a big creep wave pushes like all the way down from like the top side of the map and that tower is low, that tower dies very quickly. And Rax exposed, like a quad or quintuple creep wave will easily decimate a Rax. And NewBee.
Unite's like he's close to that rapier as well, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge chunk of money.
What's he actually going to switch out for?
Reds, probably. Just
rely
on
the
like
flutter?
Full staffs, flutter, yeah.
No,
I think it's, every other item is like adds something of value, so.
Oh, man. And we have, if he has a rapier, it's, IG are starting to slightly struggle with it. They obviously got away with the mid-racks. But that extra bit of damage, OP now starting to move on to the moonshots.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alchemist, did he just pull himself an Ags and a moonshot before Rubik?
Oh my.
OP?
Did he not give Rubik an Ags yet?
Bro, yeah, like, come on.
Oh, come on.
This guy's, like...
wow.
Q.
Confirmed IG disband. Has no Ags there. Oh, wow. That's, poor Rubik. He's been doing a great... He's been stealing Eclipse.
There's Eclipse, there's RP.
Someone reward this man.
Yeah, you know, you want to, even if not for the Ags upgrades of the spells, the short cooldown, you want to be able to, like, steal spells quickly. If you steal an Empower, great. And then if he uses RP afterwards, you want to steal the RP, you know. You got to be able to have that.
Oh, man.
I'm not a fan of the Alk self-pulling an Ags first. I mean, yeah, the stats can help, may save your life. There is a lot of damage coming from a Rapier purchase, so.
Here we go.
Ooh.
I mean, I think a lot of people will be, you know, cheering on this kind of NewBee lineup now.
There you go, Rapier. Everyone cheers for a Rapier.
And everyone cheers against an Alka or an Naga.
That's true.
And especially an out like that, not giving his Rubik an Aghanims. OP says, bring on the haters.
He's probably even like making Q like keep buying wards, gem. Like he's got all the money in the world. He's like, now Q, you're the support. Keep buying wards. Buy a gem for us. That's your job.
At this rate, he'll probably give the Rubik a moonshot first. Now that would be BM. Here we go, NewBee. Moving on to IG's half of the map, ready to go with this rapier in hand.
Nice high ground ward, but they won't see anything right. Well, actually, they do see stuff here.
Oh, hang on, they managed to find the bat as well. Perfect way to start. One of the issues, really, when they try and commit for the fight, Kaka. Well, yeah, it's a Yule's dodge, the concoction. Now OP quarter around to the sidelines. They've got the Lucid Beam on him. KP comes in with the RP. Unite puts the BKB. Look at this damage with the Rapier, but the time lapse is there. But Boca will save OP for the time being. On this has from Burning as he jumps in. The lasso is there onto the CCC. Is going to be fine. Turns, looks to fight. Concoction, self-concoction, but it does stun the two of them as well. Matching himself from Faith. Unite manning up to OP again. But Boca with the time lapse keeping OP alive. Faith falling low Kaka as well. Unite, can he bring him down a second time before? But Boca has that time lapse again. The out, he's trying to run. He realizes Unite has the bonus damage. He has too much. OP is killing all of Unite's friends. Unite is alone. He's on his own. The team watches on. Unite says, boys, I've got no boots. The concoction comes through onto him. He has Eclipse, but he can't get it out. Unite goes down as OP picks the Ultra Kill up. Ooh. Rapier into the hands of Burning.
Tried to Eclipse in the end there. That's the thing. Luna can do as much damage as possible, but only when heroes are stunned and controlled up there.
Look at the damage he did as well. 13,000 damage that fight. Still wasn't enough.
I mean, how much did Weaver heal that fight?
Oh,
it was
yeah,
probably
but
like, through those time lapses, probably heals like 10,000 points worth of damage. Here's the Lotus Orb as well, which was reflecting spells. That was a very, very clutch fight. They self-stun. That actually worked so well for him. He doesn't care if he's stunned, as long as those two carries on top of him are also stunned. Like the Luna, the Ursa, if those heroes are disabled, he's happy. He's still, it's time like where he's Chemical Rage healing or waiting for the Chemical Rage to come back up. And well, NewBee, they've got no RP still. This is going to be a tough hold. It
must still be, I guess, about 20 seconds or so for RP on KP.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, they are backing away. They did get that melee racks. But NewBee will hold on to fight another day despite losing that Rapier.
Yeah, it's still a 6-slotted Luna. Maybe not the ideal 6-slotted since you want to have that, you need that Rapier, you feel, but you still take what you can get and continue to fight this one out. Burning, though, the danger is he has Rapier and about to have an Aegis to go with it. He can now play the drop my boots game if he wants to, or perhaps the blink. Here we go. Oh, don't take the cheese, take the Aegis. And
I'll take both. Now, did that Ruby get his axe yet? No.
No. And he's
someone
buying
else
mods
getting
even.
He's got 5.1k. Come on, OP.
He needs buyback, to be fair.
True.
But, yeah.
True.
But Axe.
Oh, he's just picked up something. Oh, no, he's picked up another axe. Oh, he's got it. Q.
Thank goodness.
Back in. How's that at Gunnings? He'll be a happy bunny now.
Yeah, options for NewBee going to be around the high ground defense, I feel. Having a refresher on Magnus looking more and more crucial. Only had about 4k gold. Perhaps this is where you like sell an item to try and sell your Midas. This is definitely the stage of the game where you sell your Midas. You do want to get like tier level 25, but having a refresher to me, if he gets to a point where selling Midas will give him the gold for a refresher, I definitely want to see KP do it. Right now he'd still be short, so it doesn't look like he'll commit to that. But
I'm ready for the sick. Refresh the damage cooldown, blink through the Radiance tick plays from KP. It's possible, isn't it?
Wait,
the damage, you know, with the damage cancelling the blink.
If you refresh
it
the blink,
and instantly blink.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a smart man, KP.
Could be. Yeah, there we go. He sold the Midas.
So how close did he get? Very close. Yeah. 250 gold.
He's got that GPM talent too. He'll be there pretty fast.
And I imagine you go all in, or he himself. I mean, yeah, buyback's still on cooldown for 5 minutes. Yeah, you definitely go all in.
Yep. Got to have a refresher. May even sell, like, I don't know what else you can really sell. Sell those TP scrolls, bro. I don't think you want to disassemble. You need the mana from your energy booster.
Yeah, you need that force stuff, yeah.
So we'll probably just see him try and shockwave a creep wave.
Good swap. Very, 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 very good swap.
He's got blink though. He's silent. Oh, Kaka gets a silent.
Stunned up as well.
Okay.
We'll force him back. SCCC though jumped in. Has buyback. Does have the buyback. OP.
So, I mean, the solution I talked about for NewBee to take fights. Go on the Alp and then silence the Weaver doesn't work anymore. The Earth Spirit can't control the Weaver because of this Lotus Orb. He just blinks in past the tier 3 tower to make sure he can get there to bail out the Alp.
They have to chain stun him somehow. I mean, they need to get that magic missile, that boulder smash together, SCC getting him with the bashes.
With a refresher, I think they just RP the Weaver. Use one RP on the Weaver. Just have to. I don't see any other way around it. Ursa with an Abyssal perhaps can try and blow up the Weaver, but it's still tough. He's fairly tanky, not unkillable, but and if you go on him, you may just get lassoed. So
there's your refresh. I guess. And if he's using the Lotus to remove the silence, you're still got to wait for that Lotus to come off because you don't really want to be abyssaling yourself just to lock that Weaver down as the Ursa.
I think NewBee. I mean, that right there teaches them. Okay, Swap Skewer does not pull him far enough into our base to stop Weaver time lapsing. Weaver didn't actually have to use a time lapse there, but if he needed to, he could have. He got out of the silence, he did everything he needed to. He was right by the outside. And I think the lesson is RP this goddamn freaking annoying bug.
And I like this as well. Of course, U9 says, Rapier? I haven't even built it yet. What are you on about me losing it? Team, calm down. I've nearly got it.
He's got the courier going out. Could sell his treads, but I don't know. It might be worth selling your treads to get there for this fight.
Look at KP on the sidelines. So people get swapped back. Being careful about how they go, and they know that Baboka will be there with the save.
Even the healing ward. I mean, Alk's heal is just insane right now.
KP really needs to get something here, but there's the lasso jumping. KP will find the RP, only onto one. SCCC trying to bring down him. And the Master's coming through. The Lotus Orb refracting the magic missile back onto the bench. And in we go. Q, I believe, with the stolen Eclipse, just rips it to pieces once again, and it's all too much for NewBee.
Baboka was just standing there like, all right, who do I time lapse? Who's dying? No one's dying.